Hello. My TV is on in the background, by the way. It's a little dark. I might need to pull the curtains back. Give me a second. So yeah, the lighting is weird, I'm aware, and I'm in my bed. And if you can hear something, that's my TV on, because my mom and her boyfriend are downstairs. But no, this video, I can't do it with this. So. Hi guys, it's Silverwool. I haven't posted on this channel in a while, and this is going to be kind of a what's been happening video and what's going to happen video kind of update thing. The reason why I'm in my bed is because I am in a lot of pain currently, so I have to have my hot water bottle against my back, and this is just more comfortable. So, but that's why the lighting is also going to be kind of shit, because it's so shady over here and I could not be bothered to go over and turn on my lamp right now, so we're just gonna have to deal with it because my phone is currently charging and you're on a tripod on my bed, so it's gonna shake anytime I move. Well, what initially made me want to film this is, on this channel I filmed a 25 books in 2025 video of 25 books I wanted to read in 2025. I haven't gotten around to any of them. I have not read a single one of them. So that's gone out the window. So I'm changing my plan for 2026 in terms of my books. But I also want to do better with my content in general. This is supposed to be my main channel, but I'm having more fun with my gaming channel, so there's more content that has been coming out on that. Still gonna do that. It's my current favourite part thing to film, but this is supposed to be my main channel. The only reason that it's been taking so long is because my reaction stuff takes so long to edit, because my software sometimes freezes because there's so much footage that I need to edit through, so it takes longer and that makes it less fun, and I can't hire anybody to edit for me, so that's out the window. It's just me. But I want to do more, I just haven't been able to, and it's really annoying. And then my Kpop channel, I haven't uploaded on for like 2 years, but I want to record on all of them. A lot's happened, especially this year, personally and internationally. Firstly, I will just get it out of the way and say, fuck Israel, fuck ICE, fuck the government in general, free everybody. Sudan, Congo, I think Lebanon. Is it Lebanon? I know is it the nationality or is it ethnicity? I think it's nationality. I always get those two mixed up. I don't know why, but Lebanese. So I'm assuming the location's called Lebanon or Lebanon. Lebanon. That's one of the locations as well. Free Palestine too. I can't think of any others off the top of my head because we'll get to that in a second, but my brain's fucked at the minute. But there's a lot of places dealing with a lot of shit right now. Fuck the digital ID crap they're trying to pull in the UK. Fuck privatisation of the NHS. What else? What else has been a dick recently? Fuck Trump. The orange man. I'm Irish. I know not to trust orange men. Fuck AI. Because you are part of the reason why I've felt so shit the last year and a half or so. Just don't be an asshole. I will never. You can explain to me that, like, oh, I don't like black people because blah blah blah, doesn't matter. So now I know the reason. I will never understand the reason why people are racist or sexist or pedophiles, which is a sickness to some degree, because, you know, some of them are aware that that's an issue. They genuinely try to get rehabilitated. I'm not gonna shit on someone who's genuinely trying, but most of them don't. Most of them are like, we deserve to be part of the alphabet too. No, the P is for pansexual, not for predator, so fuck off. As someone a part of the alphabet, fuck off. I'll start with the personal stuff, and then I'll go into the content stuff in the second half of the video, just so I can get this over with, because it's part of the reason why I'm feeling so shit and why I'm in pain. I have had a lot of health issues that keep being just pushed down to, it's just your anxiety, multiple times. If you've watched my gaming channels, there will have been multiple times where I have mentioned, like, barely slept last night, or have had chest problems, had to go on an ambulance because I thought I was dying, medication bad reaction. I've had a lot of issues. But I also have some hereditary stuff that has not been diagnosed yet. So I can only talk about it as like it may be this. I can't say that it is factual because I haven't gotten the diagnosis yet. And there's a good chance I might not ever, even if it is something I have, because the amount of times women have like endometriosis and shit, or cancer even, and they never get a diagnosis because it's just your period. No, I am also on my period currently at the same time as the possible spondylitis might be flaring up. It just makes it worse. It doesn't take away from the pains being very, very different. I'm just feeling both at the same time. But I have really, really severe anxiety and depression. I currently am on propranolol for heart palpitations with my anxiety. I've been trying to get on antidepressants. I'm genuinely scared because in August, I think, or September, I think it might have been September, I had multiple instances of having to ring the ambulance, like, in a row, because I genuinely felt like I was dying. Now, there is the possibility I may be a hypochondriac. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, a hypochondriac is someone who's terrified of constantly having, like, issues. So they think they have the issues, they go get them checked, they genuinely don't have anything, but they don't feel like they don't have nothing, which is something I am dealing with. But there's also, part of me feels like a hypochondriac, like the word and the meaning behind it, is misogynistic, because recently we've been noticing a lot of shit that's considered normal is misogynistic as hell, because I've never heard of a man or a story involving a boy being a hypochondriac. Women are always called hypochondriacs, of faking their symptoms or feeling like it's worse than it actually is. Who also gets misdiagnosed the most? You know, there is a chance I could be, and I'm just freaking out constantly because of my anxiety. However, there's also the chance that it is something, because I know what my anxiety feels like. I know what my anxiety attacks feel like. I know what my panic attacks feel like. Over the last few months, none of that has felt like my normal anxiety or panic attacks. And again, things can change, but I'm so sick of people telling me that it's just my anxiety when I'm feeling like I genuinely may never wake up again sometimes when I go to bed. Like, that's not normal. But one of the times that I rang the ambulance was actually because my body was reacting badly to sertraline. That's an antidepressant, it's an SSRI. And sertraline is one of the more well-known, at least in the UK, I don't know if it is in America. I'm just moving it slightly. But it's here at least, it's a pretty well-known SSRI and it's used frequently. Three of my friends are on sertraline as well. And they were like, yeah, you should try sertraline for antidepressants. It works really well for us. And so I was like, okay, I'll pick that as my first one to try out, because there's a few different SSRIs. You just can't take them all at the same time. You have to kind of figure out which one works for you. Took one tablet of sertraline. First couple of hours, my jaw started to kind of lock and my throat closed up a lot more, but it was so subtle and slow that I didn't really click that, like, this might be a bad symptom. And then, this is a little TMI, but this is already the personal section, so I don't really care about being TMI. Then I got really bad diarrhea. No. I think I may have like a mild lactose intolerance or something food-wise, because my mum's celiac, so I could possibly be celiac to some degree as well. But sometimes when I have my tea, which obviously has milk in it, well, obviously I drink milk with it, sometimes when I drink tea it makes me get really bad diarrhea. Not every time. It's sort of not even bi-weekly or monthly, it's just random. But so because I do get that and I was drinking tea, I didn't take it as a symptom of having a bad reaction to the sertraline. I took it as, okay, this is just today the tea has decided not to take to my bowels really well. But then it got to like midnight and I was about to go to bed and I just got a massive rush of hot flushes. My legs were really shaky and I could barely walk. I was getting really dizzy. Heart palpitations were going faster, and my left hand started to just slowly curl in and like lock in place. And then my jaw, every time I swallowed, it kept locking, but it also started to chitter. And I was talking faster, I couldn't focus, and I rang them, but thankfully my dad was awake, so he actually drove me to the hospital this time instead of the ambulance coming to me. And I went in for my triage, and she was like, yeah, you sound like you're just having a bit of a bad reaction to sertraline. But along with that, apparently, when you first start out on sertraline, some people do start to feel like or behave like they're high because it's such a strong medication. And I came back out of triage and I was like, to my dad, I was like, she said sometimes like you feel like you're high or you look like you're high. Do I look like I'm high? And he just looked at me and goes, mm-hmm. Wait times are very bad in the emergency room. It's not even a room, it's the emergency section. I forget what it's called. But I'm also not, obviously, I am not at the highest priority. Yes, I'm having a bad reaction to sertraline, but I'm not like on the floor dying. Some people were in there for more than likely worse reasons, so I'm not going to complain about that. However, some of the wait times are really, really bad. We were in there from 1 a.m. to like 9 a.m. Not a fun time, but they ended up being like, yeah, I think you may. They have me under. Sertraline is an allergen now for me on the system. So I think I'm allergic to sertraline or something in sertraline. But what I had was a histonic reaction, I think is what it's called. Or at least that's what the lady told me it was. Before I had to leave, that was the last thing we were done, is that they told me what the problem was. But basically what that reaction is involuntary muscle contractions. That's why this happened, and that's why the jaw thing happened, and the hot flushes and stuff. Basically I had a bit of a rare combination reaction to the sertraline. Just my luck, I'm trying to get better and I get one of the rare reactions. But then the next night I took just my propranolol. I'd been using that for months and had no bad reactions. Immediately started having similar symptoms, and I did ring out the ambulance because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and it makes me sad to think about like me being able to ring an ambulance and them coming down, possibly taking me in if they feel like it's necessary, is free. And in America, it's not. I don't think it's just America. It's more likely other places as well. But I will never understand the fact that their entire job is to help people and save lives, and in some countries they have to fucking pay for that. You know, they came out and they did take me in, so 2 nights in a row I had like 2 hours sleep. Because whenever that first one was done, I came home and I went to bed immediately. But then did the same thing, triage and all that, and they were like, okay, I think what happened here is that you still have sertraline in your system, and you had a bad reaction to sertraline, so mixing it with another medication brought back that reaction. You need to wait a few days to get the sertraline out of your body before it lets you use other medication. And that 1 week was the week that I had the most issues and rang the ambulance. And I felt awful because like this is where I'm like, I don't know if I'm a hypochondriac or just have really bad anxiety. But I was on no medication now for like a few days, and I was having constant panic attacks. Could not sleep. Eating was weird, and I genuinely believed I was gonna die in some instances. But then being told constantly, it's just your anxiety. When you feel like there is something wrong somewhere that is not connected to your anxiety, is a pain in the ass. But I'm having issues again now of really bad heart like flutters and palpitations. And I'm still on my propranolol, so like it shouldn't be feeling this bad, but it's always at night, which again brings it back to it's just your anxiety. And I hate that because I don't not want it to be anxiety. If it's just my anxiety, then I can then at least I know, okay, I just need better coping strategies and ways to like deal with it. But if it's not anxiety and no one's figuring out what it is, I could actually die. So it's like, it's scaring the shit out of me. The fact that it's always at night that it feels really bad does make it sound like it's anxiety. And I just don't know how to deal with it. I had been feeling better for a couple weeks, and now it's really bad again. And I don't know why. Like, there's been no change to my medication, because I do still plan to go back to find a different antidepressant to work with. I'm genuinely scared to try a new one because of how I reacted to the sertraline. That was terrifying. But I do need antidepressants. I need something. The other thing I'm worried about is I already feel numb most of the time. And something that can happen on antidepressants is that you feel numb. So if I already feel numb, won't I just feel worse? But then there's another part of me that's like, I've kind of just accepted that I am going to be depressed my whole life because nothing seems to really help. And if I have to rely on medication to feel normal, it doesn't feel like me. But along with that, because I'm so numb now, I can't tell if my depression is still as severe as it was when I was like 15. Because it was bad in my teen years. And I'm only 23, so I don't know. No one's patient enough or cares enough to actually help you figure it out, so it's kind of hard to figure it out. How long has that been on mute? I'm gonna check that. I accidentally muted that. Once, if it's just red, then it's muted. So some of that I'm probably gonna have to do subtitles on because I'm talking kind of quietly, so I don't know if it picked up because the TV's on as well. So I apologize for that. What was I talking about? Yeah, it's hard to figure out what the problem is when no one actually cares to help you figure out what the problem is, and then you look and sound crazy because you're convinced that this is something else, and everyone else in a medical field is telling you there's nothing wrong. My bloods came back normal. My oxygen levels were normal every single time, and like there was nothing wrong with my heart. For them, unless they're documenting something that I haven't been told about, there's nothing wrong. They did have done an X-ray on my heart, my chest where my heart is. That seemed normal as well. So like every time they come back, it's like, yeah, this is normal. Now I feel insane because I do not in the slightest feel normal in terms of my health. Mental health is a different thing. I know that that's garbage. Physical health, I know, is really, really bad. I am not exercising at all. Primarily at the minute because it's cold as hell. I don't know what'll work for me exercise-wise, but I'm not exercising. I am not a healthy eater. I don't not eat. I do eat, but I'm not a healthy eater. I snack a lot. I don't eat a lot of vegetables because they're fucking rank. It's just, I'm not consistent with it. I don't know. And then at the minute, I'm dealing with the spondylitis crap that, again, isn't diagnosed, so I'm saying possibly spondylitis. My mum has it, but basically there's like a sharp pain up the side of my waist and my back. Very, very sharp pain. You can only sit in certain positions. Bending down hurts like fuck. Occasionally, it's not that bad. I'm filming this on Wednesday, the 3rd of December. Monday night, Tuesday morning, Monday night, it was excruciating. I didn't get any sleep at all because it was that painful to sit and lie in any position. So that's pretty bad at the minute. That's why I'm sitting like this, because it's my hot water bottle here sitting on my side that hurts. Sleep in general is just shit. I have no proper sleep schedule, and it's because I feel more awake at night. Like I don't fall asleep until like 4 a.m. Unless I'm exhausted, then I can fall asleep earlier. But like most of the time I can't really fall asleep until like 4 a.m. and then I don't wake up until like 1 p.m. So like, but that stuff mixing with an AI addiction that I'm trying to get out of. I've mentioned this in one of my gaming videos that currently isn't out because it is Black Ops 3 and I haven't finished uploading the Black Ops 2 episodes yet. Some ads are genuinely really weird and making no sense whatsoever. I really hate the fact that YouTube's ads, most of them you can't skip now, and it's a pain in the ass. No one cares. I was wondering what that sound was. They're using a carpet cleaner thing downstairs. Well, that's fine. That means I can speak a little louder now. Yeah, so ChatGPT specifically. I wasn't really in the CAI chatbot thing of making character AI. I was in ChatGPT using that as Google, and it became an addiction primarily because of my health. I would ask it questions of like, okay, if I'm feeling this kind of flutter, what can that mean? And of course, similar to Google, one of the first things is this could be a stroke, this could be cardiac arrest. thanks for letting me know I might die. But then I started asking things of like, how do I deal with this if I feel, for example actually, I asked it the night before I broke up with my boyfriend. How should I break up with him because I don't know how he'll react? Why the hell am I asking an AI bot that? But I used it for everything. Like if I wanted to look up information about a game, I would be like, are you familiar with this game? Are you familiar with these characters? What are their ages? What are their backstories? Instead of just going to its wiki. But it genuinely became an addiction. Like I couldn't go a day without using it. It felt like I got agitated when I didn't use it. Like it was bad. And I know there's gonna be people who sympathize with that and are like, good job for getting out of it or something like that. Then there's gonna be the other end who will be like, how the fuck did you get addicted to that? You're stupid, blah blah blah. I have a bit of an addictive personality. I get attached to, like, I'm a hoarder. I am a collector as well. And I've been addicted to drinks before. So like I can get addicted to things very easily. And if it's something that feels reliable, that's consistent, I get addicted more frequently. Obviously, I know now it's not reliable, but in the moment it felt reliable before we had more information coming out about how shit it was, how it's not factual most of the time. But I actually did recently, before I actually started to wean myself off. Again, even saying that, it's like, damn, you actually were fucking addicted to it. Because I'd be on it all the hours of the day, just talking about, like, a movie or something. I've done that plenty of times, of talking about the movie and being like, I really like these themes and all that, talking to it. And then it started coming out about, like, how it's addictive, people are forming romantic attachments to it, they're naming it. I never named it. It's the one good thing I can say is that I never named it. They're, like, dating it. Someone actually committed suicide because the AI told them how to. The fuck? Which I don't understand, because I had tested this. This is what I mean, like, and recently, I mean, like, the last month, before I just completely got rid of it. I wanted to test some of the stuff people were saying before I fully got rid of it, because I feel like it's easier for my brain to actually click. Especially when it comes to an addiction. It's easier for it to click if I'm seeing it myself in real time. I know I'm not explaining what I mean, but I am going to. I'm just kind of giving a bit of context. But basically, people were coming out, like, saying that the information is wrong. You could have told something 5 minutes ago and now the information is the opposite of what you'd said. I was starting something else like 30 seconds ago. I'll come back to that about what doesn't make sense. But I'll come back to that. So I decided to test what the information basis was, and I think I used Avatar. I'm nearly sure I was. And I was asking, like, who the characters are, what their personalities are. Neytiri's personality was not described accurately at all, and Spider wasn't, spoilers, Spider wasn't Quaritch's son in the description. Like, it never brought that up. And then I did a little more, and they had Roto, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Rotxo, who is one of Siraya and Amlong's friends, as being one of their siblings. He's not one of their siblings, I'm pretty sure he is their friend. And then, like, 5 minutes later, all of a sudden Loa isn't a Sully, he's one of the Metkaina. Like, what the fuck? All the information was getting wrong. But then I decided, okay, this is information that you're getting from online. What are you like with information that I'm giving you that you then have to repeat back to me? So I made up a scenario, a very basic story scenario of, like, girl meets boy, bleh, so on. And I had a friend group. It is, like, genuinely the most basic bare bones storyline of, like, a school bullying stuff, the romance of a bad girl and a good or bad boy and a good girl thing, like the most useless information, but, like, enough to just have a storyline that everyone has written at some point. That way they're not stealing it, because it's literally a template. And then not even, like, 30 seconds later, the girl's best friend all of a sudden wasn't her best friend, it was his best friend, and his best friend was her cousin. They were never related. Like, so that clicked in it for me of like, okay, this is useless to use. If you can't repeat back to me what I've told you, and the information you're getting that's literally on Google is wrong, you're not reliable for health stuff either. And I knew I could feel myself falling into the addiction, and then by the time I realized I was addicted, it was literally right as it was coming out about AI, specifically ChatGPT. I don't know if the other AIs do it, but they're using up a lot of fresh water to keep the systems cool. So, you know, destroying the planet as humans usually do. And that's what made me want to pull back. And that's not good. The fact that I had to be told, hey, this is literally killing the planet, for me to pull out of an addiction, that's not good. I shouldn't have been addicted to it in the first place. I shouldn't have used it in the first place. They shouldn't have made AI public accessible, but they're only doing it because they want us to be reliant on it. And this whole, what is it, Google Banana Pro or something, of making really realistic photos and such, that is definitely to cover up information. So that the government and bad people can be like, well, that's AI, that's not proof. Do you know how bad that is for evidence in court that need proof? What if someone had filmed their assault and now they have to bring that in as proof, and the defense is just, well, it could be AI. That's not good. That is awful. But they want you to be reliant on it, so then, sure, that's why they brought out GPS and stuff, which used to be used to kill people. That everything on your phone was once used by the military first, and then given to us when it was no longer useful, or they found a better version of it. Because GPSs were used to track people and kill them, and then it was given to the public to use to find their way around locations. I know I sound like a tinfoil hat saying that, but that is more than likely the truth, because that makes sense. They don't give things to the public that they themselves haven't used. They more than likely know how addictive AI is. That's what they want. They want you to be reliant on it. But the GPS thing also happened because GPS you can only get on your phone or something electronic. They want you to not know how to read maps. I don't know how to read maps. That's intentional. Everything's intentional with a government that's corrupted and does not give two fucks about the people. They only care about themselves. But yeah, so I've been dealing with a bit of a chronic addiction to ChatGPT for the last year and a half. And it has genuinely stripped so much time that I could have used to do things I actually enjoy. I would constantly ask it questions, or have a debate about a movie with it. And for anyone who will ask, I do write stories. I didn't use ChatGPT to write my stories. I have asked for titles, which unfortunately probably still fed at something because you have to give it some sort of information to get a title idea. But, so yeah, I fucked up there. All the important stuff that goes into the stories, I never put into ChatGPT, because no. Hell no. Titles is just where I kind of find it really difficult to find. I don't know. Finding a good title for a story is very difficult at the minute. But anyways, that's the only thing story-wise, my story-wise, that I've used it for. I haven't used it for writing fan fictions and shit. Well, technically, yes, I did. I didn't put my scenes into it, but I would use it to look up, who can I think of off the top of my head? Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars, and look up, okay, what was his age? Do we know anything about his backstory? How were his teenage years? What's his personality? That kind of thing. So technically, yes, I did use it for fan fictions to get information for them. I didn't put prompts for my scenes into it though. Still not good. The fact that I was using ChatGPT at all is the bad thing. But someone might ask that, so no, I didn't ask it to actually write my stories. But yeah, no, I would spend hours just chatting to it, debating, analysing shit, and I would wait, I would lose hours of the day, days just doing that. When I could have been recording, I could have been editing, I could have been colouring in my colouring book, organising my K-pop stuff. I could have been doing so many things that I actually enjoy. It is getting darker, but I can't do anything about that. It's really bad. And I've said this before, I feel like I'm getting dumber. Ever since AI came about, or the AI we have access to, and the fact it's being shoved in our face constantly. I can't go on TikTok without every third video being something AI related, and I can't use any apps and such without AI being forced on you to use it. But like, I've felt dumber since it became a kind of constant thing, and I probably am dumber because I'm relying on false information. I used to be able to really be decent at analysing things, especially in stories, but just my even my vocabulary, the way I notice things, if I notice things, has gotten severely bad since AI came about. And now that I'm like not using ChatGPT anymore, I've gone like 2 weeks without even opening it. Fuck yeah. And I still get the symptoms of like withdrawal that people have said that they feel as well. I get agitated when I don't use it. I constantly am about to click on it and I have to force myself to think of something else or do something else to not do that. And I know people will be like, just delete the app. I can download the app again. Like, it's not completely avoidable, and I have to force myself to avoid it. I just feel like it's a waste of space. It's going to do nothing but harm everyone. And that's kind of the point of it, but I keep going in circles, so I'm going to... Oh wait, I had mentioned something that didn't make sense. What was it again? Oh, the suicide thing. It does not make sense to me, because this is one of the things that I tested with the story stuff before I completely cut it off to see whether or not it is consistent with my own eyes. It does not make sense that suicide, a really severe, serious topic, ChatGPT was able to help them commit it, but trying to get it to write a sex scene is too much. That doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, no, I'll move on to content stuff now, because that's mostly just a ramble. You don't even need to watch that. That's more just not having a fun time currently. So yeah, content. So my gaming channel, I don't have a schedule for any of my channels of like what day I upload, but I do try to kind of consistently have one video a week for my gaming channel. Sometimes it doesn't work, but especially right now because I don't get to film a lot because I'm having health issues, because I'm not getting enough sleep, so that I'm exhausted in the day and can't record. That's for every video that I've been doing. But my gaming ones are more consistent. I game more than I read or watch new shows and stuff. So that upload schedule is pretty consistent, it's pretty normal. And it'll be like playthroughs, and it'll be analytical videos, which I really want to do. I'm excited to do that because I used to be really good in my head at analysing things. I loved doing it, and I really want to get back to being good at that. I was never fantastic at it, but I thought I was pretty intelligent in terms of analysing movies and stuff, and now I feel like the dumbest person on the fucking planet. I plan to do a video comparing the OG Modern Warfare trilogy and the Reboot trilogy once I finish playing the Reboot trilogy, and like it'll fully be my own opinion. It's not like an unbiased overview of it. It'll be my opinion. I'm just comparing the two. So those kind of videos and playthroughs, I don't think there'll be any other types of videos. That is consistent at the minute. I'm not having issues with that at all. My Kpop channel, however, and my main channel have the same issue, and that is that the reaction stuff is a pain to edit. Specifically because YouTube doesn't allow full unedited reactions. So I have to do the full reaction that I end up putting on Patreon if people are wanting to see full reactions. And then I have to put the summarised version and the cut down version on YouTube, and sometimes that doesn't work and you have to cut down a little more. And I'm trying to make the edits make sense, so you're not missing information while reacting with me, and it's such a pain. And then the K-pop one has the same issue of editing. They just take so long to edit, and it makes it less fun. That's why my gaming ones are so easy to do, because I don't have to edit the entire section of the gameplay. I only have to edit really the start and the end. But I plan in the new year to do more of my K-pop stuff, more album reactions, more like unboxings and stuff. And I want to get more albums, doing my collection. I know it's super dark right now, but you can still see me, so it's fine. But with my main channel is where I really want to start doing more stuff. It's reactions and it's book stuff, and then anything else that I want to do in my videos. But with my reaction stuff, I really want to do more of them. It's just the editing of them that's a bit of a pain. But for right at the end of the year, I want to have all the footage that I currently have still there on my main channel and my K-pop channel edited and probably posted by the end of the year. So then I'm starting the new year completely fresh with content. But I want to do more reaction stuff, and then with my books, I haven't read much at all. I haven't even written much at all. I haven't written in years, and I really wanted to get back into it in the last year, and then I just got addicted to fucking AI instead. But I want to start a series of me writing my books. What that would be called, I have no idea. But I wanted to go through that process because filming gameplays is what's giving me the motivation to actually finish games. So I kind of think I need the same thing for my writing and reading. So I want to do that. I want to read more and be more consistent with it now that there will be. I need to talk about as if it's a guarantee. Otherwise it'll make me lose hope. But I will have more time to read now. But I'm going to leave it until the new year. I'm not going to read it all in this last month because I want to start fresh in the new year. There's that. There will be more consistent book stuff and reaction stuff. I have to keep saying that. It feels overwhelming sometimes, especially with the way the world is right now, so everything serious is in my brain at the same time that I'm trying to do something fun, and it's quite difficult. But yeah, hopefully the new year will be better for everybody. But I wanted to do just a little video of sort of a catch up and where we're going now kind of video. And it's super dark now. I should have filmed this a little earlier, but I couldn't because I woke up at 1 p.m. and it gets darker at 4 p.m. now. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you there, and I hope you stick around for my content in the future. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. Comment down below what ideas you think I should do for my reactions and books and stuff. Like, leave recommendations for books and shows and movies to react to. If you want to see more content, you can click subscribe. And if you want to be updated on when I upload that content, hit the little notification bell. It should update you if YouTube decides to do its job. But I hope you take care of yourself and have a good day, and take care of the pack while I'm away. Bye! I was about to do my gaming and outro there.